Peace is the absence of confusion. When most people think of peace, they imagine silence. They picture still lakes at sunrise, quiet forests untouched by noise, or distant mountaintops far removed from the chaos of human activity. Peace is often associated with calm surroundings, an environment free from disruption, conflict, or stress. But from a spiritual perspective, peace is not something that arises from the absence of sound or movement. It is something far deeper and more subtle. It is not dependent on external circumstances, nor is it guaranteed by isolation from the world. True peace arises from clarity, and where there is clarity, confusion cannot exist. To say that peace is the absence of confusion is to recognize that much of our inner turmoil does not come from life itself, but from our interpretation of it. It is not the situation that disturbs us so much as the way we perceive, evaluate, and mentally process that situation. Confusion clouds perception. It distorts our understanding of what is real, what is imagined, what is within our control, and what is not. It creates internal contradictions, wanting one thing, while believing we should want another, feeling drawn toward a path, but fearing its consequences, seeking approval while longing for authenticity. This fragmentation gives rise to tension. When the mind is pulled in multiple directions by competing desires, conflicting beliefs, or unresolved emotions, it becomes difficult to experience stillness. Thoughts overlap and collide, forming narratives that are often inconsistent or self-defeating. We may ask ourselves, should I stay or should I leave? Am I capable or inadequate? Is this right or wrong? Do I follow my intuition or conform to expectations? Each of these questions reflects a lack of alignment between our inner values and our mental constructs. The resulting uncertainty can generate anxiety, hesitation, and doubt. In such moments, peace feels distant, not because it is unavailable, but because confusion has obscured it. Spiritually speaking, confusion arises when we identify too strongly with the contents of our minds. Thoughts are constantly emerging, some based on past experiences, others on future projections. They may carry emotional weight, drawing us into stories about what has happened or what might occur. When we accept these thoughts uncritically, we become entangled in them. We may believe that every worry reflects a genuine threat, that every self-critical thought reveals a fundamental flaw, or that every imagined outcome is inevitable. This identification amplifies confusion. It becomes difficult to distinguish between perception and reality, between temporary emotions and enduring truths. For example, consider the experience of fear. Fear often arises in response to uncertainty. The mind anticipates potential difficulties and constructs scenarios in which those difficulties lead to undesirable outcomes. These scenarios may feel vivid and convincing, even though they have not occurred. When we identify with them, our bodies respond as though the imagined threat is real. Heart rate increases, muscles tense, attention narrows. The resulting discomfort reinforces the belief that danger is present, further entrenching the cycle of confusion. Peace, in this context, involves recognizing the difference between what is happening now and what is being imagined. By attending to immediate experience, the sensations of the body, the rhythm of the breath, the environment around us, we can observe thoughts without becoming absorbed in them. This observational stance creates space. Within that space, clarity can emerge. We begin to see that not every thought requires engagement, that not every emotion demands action, and that not every uncertainty must be resolved immediately. This clarity reduces internal conflict. Instead of reacting automatically to each mental impulse, we can respond intentionally, aligning our choices with our values, rather than with transient fears or desires. Clarity also involves understanding our motivations. At times, we may pursue goals that are externally valued, but internally misaligned. We may seek recognition, status, or approval without considering whether these pursuits contribute to our well-being. This misalignment can generate confusion. We may achieve certain milestones yet feel dissatisfied, wondering why success has not brought fulfillment. By reflecting on what genuinely matters to us, our principles, aspirations, and sources of meaning, we can align our actions accordingly. This alignment fosters coherence. When our thoughts, values, and behaviors are consistent, the mind experiences less tension. Decisions become clearer, priorities more defined. Peace arises naturally in this context, not as a forced state, but as the absence of competing narratives. Another source of confusion is attachment to outcomes. We often believe that peace depends on achieving specific results, securing a promotion, resolving a conflict, obtaining financial stability. While these outcomes may be desirable, their attainment is rarely guaranteed. When we insist that peace is contingent on their realization, we create a condition that is perpetually vulnerable to disruption. Uncertainty becomes a threat, and setbacks become evidence of failure. Spiritually, peace involves releasing the demand that life conform to our expectations. This does not mean abandoning goals or aspirations. It means recognizing that our sense of well-being need not fluctuate with every external change. By focusing on the process rather than the outcome, on the quality of our engagement with each moment, we can maintain stability amid variability. Acceptance plays a crucial role here. Acceptance is not resignation. It is acknowledgement. It involves recognizing what is present without immediately attempting to alter it. For instance, if disappointment arises, acceptance allows us to experience it fully, without adding layers of self-criticism or rumination. We can ask, what is this feeling? Where do I sense it in my body? What thoughts accompany it? This inquiry promotes understanding. Understanding reduces confusion by illuminating the relationship between our experiences and our interpretations. Over time, such inquiry can reveal patterns, recurring beliefs, or assumptions that shape our responses. Perhaps we notice a tendency to interpret criticism as rejection, or to equate uncertainty with failure. By examining these patterns, we can evaluate their accuracy. Are they based on evidence or on past conditioning? If they are inaccurate, we can choose to revise them. This revision fosters clarity. Clarity, in turn, diminishes the internal noise that perpetuates unrest. Peace is not something we manufacture through effort. It is something that becomes apparent when confusion subsides. Consider a glass of water that has been stirred vigorously. The sediment within it swirls, making the water appear cloudy. If the glass is left undisturbed, the particles gradually settle, and the water becomes clear. The clarity was always possible. It was simply obscured by movement. Similarly, the mind becomes clouded by constant analysis, judgment, and projection. When we allow thoughts to settle through practices such as meditation, reflection, or mindful breathing, clarity emerges. In this clarity, peace is revealed. It is important to note that confusion may still arise from time to time. Life presents complex situations that require careful consideration. Peace does not require immediate certainty about every decision. Rather, it involves maintaining awareness amid uncertainty, recognizing that clarity may unfold gradually. Patience supports this process. Instead of rushing toward resolution, we can remain attentive to our evolving understanding. This attentiveness prevents premature conclusions that might perpetuate confusion. Ultimately, peace is not found by eliminating challenges or by constructing ideal circumstances. It is found by seeing clearly, by discerning between perception and reality, between enduring values and transient impulses. When confusion diminishes, the mind becomes less reactive and more receptive. Thoughts still arise, but they no longer dominate. Emotions still fluctuate, but they are experienced with greater balance. Decisions still require consideration, but they are informed by coherence rather than contradiction. In this state, peace is not something we strive for. It is something we notice present in the absence of confusion, available in the clarity of awareness. And through that clarity, we engage with life more fully, responding to its complexities with understanding rather than agitation.